Hey kid, have you ever heard of the circle of life? Maybe you saw it or heard that song on The Lion King, The Circle of Life. Well, that circle of life isn't just for animals. It's also for people. That's right, for you and me. And that's what this book is all about. Oh, are there lions in it? No, there aren't lions in it, but there is a kid, and his grandma. Oh, a puppy! Oh, just getting bed? This story's about a kid like me. And a grandmother, and Abuela. So I think that we should watch the story together. Do you have time to watch it with me? Of course, getting bed. Let's go snuggle up. Oh, I love snuggling up. Okay, StoryTeller, I'm going to sit right in the front row. Of course, Abuela Bear, because Abuela Bear's VIP. So Saturdays are for Stella. Grandmas make everything better. George loved Saturdays. Hi, George. Saturdays were for Stella. That's his Abuela's name, his grandma's name. Oh, what do we have here? Abuela has quite a feast here. Do you see this, Abuela Bear? Oh, that looks delicious. I know. We have, it looks like cinnamon rolls, and we have eggs ready to go, and something there that she's going to bake, I can tell. Sometimes George and Stella went out on Saturdays to the park, to the dinosaur museum. Oh, look, George is dressed like Doug the dinosaur. I love it. I need to get a costume like that. Yeah, oh, that would be awesome. Also, I just met Stella and I love her. I know. She looks so lovable. And sometimes we even go as far as downtown. Da-na-na-na-na-na. I love going downtown with my grandma too. Normally, George did not like going downtown. Normally, but with Stella, everything's different. Downtown trips without Stella meant waiting in boring offices, eating strange food, and trying on scratchy clothes. But with Stella, it was different. George ate frozen yogurt, froyo, threw pennies and fountains, and rode on carousels whenever they passed a toy store, and they always passed a toy store. Coincidence? George went home with something fun. Looks like we have matching toys here. Sometimes George and Stella stayed in on Saturdays, hosting ninja tournaments and fighting off alien attack. And sometimes doing really unusual things. Grandmas have some most interesting pastimes, don't they? Like fighting off aliens and having ninja tournaments and turning trees into sculpture gardens. Stella knew how to make cinnamon rolls without popping a tube, which means homemade. Those are special baking skills, y'all. She owned giant flat frisbees and could get them to play music, aka records. And she never, ever tired of reading George's favorite books, listening to his favorite jokes, or admiring his growing collection of bouncy balls. Oh, I love that, because I know that when you have a favorite book, you know how you just want to read it over and over and over again, or if there's a favorite movie, you just want to watch it again, or a favorite song and you play it a million times. That's not just me, right? It's you too. George kept a running list of the best things about Stella. 1, the way her arms wrap me in the biggest, best hugs when I need them most. 2, the way she loves doing everything with me. And 3, also doing nothing at all. Look at that. Hugs over here and playing with butterflies in the garden over here and just snuggling up over here. One Saturday, George woke up late. He dressed himself and packed a bag with everything he might need for a day with Stella, because you never know what you might need. When he walked downstairs, he found his parents still in their pajamas. Dad's eyes were red, and Mom's nose was all stuffy. George kept his distance. He didn't want to catch a cold on a Saturday, because Saturdays were for Stella. But then, and here's where things take a turn and your storyteller is a little bit sentimental. But then Dad explained that it wasn't a cold that made his eyes red, and Mom explained why George couldn't see Stella today or any other Saturday. From then on, George hated Saturdays. Oh, storyteller, what's wrong with your eyes? You look sad. Oh, Doug, it reminds me of when I was a kid. And, well, something like that happened to me too. Like what happened to George? Yeah. So your grandmother, you couldn't see her anymore? It was actually when I was a kid, my grandfather. And you still feel... Oh, I'm getting feelings. Yeah, I'm getting feelings too. I'm gonna give you a hug. Oh. Yeah, thank you, Doug. You know, when we lose somebody, it could hurt us, really hard in our hearts. And I don't know if you've ever lost somebody like that who you really love a lot, but it hurts you a lot. And you miss them. And even though I'm a grown-up now, even though I'm a grown-up now, I still miss the people that I've lost. And this is what I mentioned about the circle of life. Sometimes people come, and then sometimes people go. And right now, George is living in the part right there where somebody he loved very much has gone. And when I see him like that sad, it makes me sad because I know how much that hurts. He tried to focus on remembering Stella, but it was hard. His parents tried to help, but carousel rides made him queasy. Cinnamon rolls tasted sad. And even his favorite jokes made him cry. So George used a big black pen to cross out all the Saturdays on his calendar. Yeah, you can tell that George now is mad. He's mad because he misses her, and it doesn't feel fair when you lose somebody that you love so much. And you can go from sad to mad like that. His parents started marking their calendars too, and soon there were more trips downtown than ever before. George didn't have to eat funny foods or try on scratchy clothes, but there was plenty of waiting in boring offices. What are they doing? Looks like they're going to a doctor's office. And though they often stopped at the toy store on the way home, George never went home with anything fun. Just when George thought he couldn't take another Saturday. Stella arrived. It's a new Stella. She wasn't exactly like his Stella, but there was something strangely familiar about her. Mom had a baby, and she named the baby after his grandma. Look at that. Now, George doesn't have to be sad on Saturdays. He's too busy going out with Stella to the park, to the dinosaur museum, and sometimes even as far as downtown. George has introduced her to the wonders of frozen yogurt, carousels, and fountains. Oh, storyteller, why do you look sad? Oh, because I'm actually happy. And sometimes happy can look a little bit like sad. Oh, I know. Sometimes I cry when I'm happy. Also, I cry when I'm sad. Also, I cry when I'm nervous. Yeah, sometimes crying is a reaction that we have on all kinds of feelings. And this one is happy because he was so sad that he lost someone. Yeah, he lost his Stella that he loved so much, his Abuela. Oh, I would have been so sad too, and I would have been mad on Saturdays. But then it's the cycle of life, and somebody new arrived, a new sister, and they named her Stella, and now he's getting to share with her all the things that his Stella shared with him. And it's a cycle and a circle, so he shares, and then she'll share, and then the love goes on, and the love goes on. Oh. Sometimes George and Stella stay in on Saturdays. They still have ninja tournaments and fight off alien invasions, but sometimes they throw dance parties and tea parties too. George always makes a batch of cinnamon rolls to share, and I bet he has Stella's original recipe. One Saturday, George makes a list of his favorite things about Stella. 1. The way her arms wrap me in the biggest, best hugs when I need them most. 2. The way she loves doing everything with me. 3. And also doing nothing at all. Like right here. After all the games they're playing together. George loves Saturdays. Saturdays are for Stella. And I'll show you one other thing I didn't show you at the beginning of the book. Remember how I showed you the cover? Saturdays are for Stella. And remember how I've always told you to look under the cover sometimes because you never know if there's a special surprise? There's a special surprise. Check it out. The other Stella. Grandma Stella and Sister Stella. And this book is super sentimental for me, as you can see, because, I was that kid once upon a time. And it's a great story because it is a reminder, kid, that life goes on and people leave sometimes that we care about so much. Either they go to heaven or maybe they move far away or they change schools and you never see them again. Somebody you love so much. But there are new people coming all the time. Somebody new being born into your family or a new friend that moves into town. Always the cycle of life and love continue. I'm kind of sad and upset. Abuela Bear, I don't want you to leave me. Oh, Green Bear, first of all, I am right here. I love you, Abuela Bear. And also, you have to remember one very important thing for you and for your kid. What is that? Well, I have put something inside of you that is always going to be with you no matter where I am. You did? Yes. You know what it is? What, Abuela? It's love. I put my love inside of you, and that will always mean that I am always with you. Anywhere I am and anywhere I am. And that is because love never ends. That's right, kid. Love never ends.